Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
What bracha is to be said on Matzah after Pesach? So you may have heard that some people, mainly among Sfardim, say the bracha of Mezainis on Matzah after Pesach, and this sounds kind of strange. What do the Poskim say about this matter, and what bracha should we really be reciting? So this discussion all touches upon that which is brought in the Gemara and Brachos, recorded in Shulchanaruch chapter 168, that not all products that are made of flour and water, which is usually the ingredients of bread, that's hamaitzi and birchas hamazon, in truth receive hamaitzi and birchas hamazon, and certain cases there are that they are actually mezainis and alamichya. And one of the opinions brought there, as there are a variety of opinions who state what breads become hamaitzi and which remain mezainis. So amongst these opinions, there is an opinion brought down in the Shulchan Aruch, who states that any dry, cracker-like food made of flour and water is mezainis. And hence, based on this, we say mezainis and alamichya when you eat pretzels, when you eat a cracker, a biscuit, etc., even if it does not contain any sweetness inside and is not considered pasabah b'kisnin from that respect. Accordingly, the Poskim ask, what's the deal with matzah? Matzah is a dry cracker, just a big cracker, but it's dry. Is this halachically considered the bread that the sages establish a hamaitzi and birchas hamazon on, or is it considered not a bread of that standard and rather receives mezainis and alamichya? So practically the vast majority of poskim who dealt with this question all conclude that matzah is just like regular bread. It's not a regular cracker. Its bracha is hamaitzi throughout the entire year. And this is for several reasons. Matzah is not made for the sake of snacking. It's made for the sake of meal eating, and that's what we do on Pesach. It's our main staple for the meal. It's also thicker than regular crackers that were referred to in the Shulchan Aruch, and therefore is not included in that halacha that says crackers is mezainis. All this especially applies according to the opinion of the Alter Rebbe, as the Alter Rebbe and Seder Birchas Hanenin and the Luach famously omitted that opinion, who states that crackers that are made of flour and water are mezainis, hence leaning to imply that he doesn't hold of this approach, and if the crackers are made of just plain flour and water without spices or sweetness, they are in truth hamaitzi. Thus certainly matzah would be hamaitzi in this approach. Practically, so ruled the Knesset Hakdayla, the Beis David, the Chida, in Machzik Bracha, the Chesed Avram, Ayol Yitzchak, Chukas HaPesach, Eish Lavram Abuchash, Kaf HaChaim, and many of Peiskei Dereinu, such as the Minchas Yitzchak, Shevet HaLevi, Tzitz Eliezer, Tshuvas Vanhagis, and others. However, we do find some opinions who rule that while we do agree that on Pesach itself, since everyone establishes a meal on matzah is hamaitzi, after Pesach, when people go back to eating regular bread, matzah becomes mezainis, as now it's eaten more like a snack than as a meal food. This opinion is discussed in the Machzik Bracha, even though he does not conclude like it, but so does conclude Eila Shmuel, Beis Menucha, and the Sdei Chemed bring this opinion and defend it. Practically, how do we rule? So amongst all Ashkenazi Jewry, the custom is to follow the majority of the opinions, as we said, to say Hamaitzi Birchas Hamazon on a kazayis of matzah throughout the entire year, not just Pesach. However, amongst Sfardim, the widespread custom is to recite Mezainis and Alamichya after Pesach. And so rules the Ichavadas in 312, Rav Adi Yosef, in his famous response on this issue. So also Rav Mordechai Eliyahu, and other famed Sephardi poskim, even though in the source and root, many Sephardi poskim are actually of the opinion that you should be saying Hamaitzi and Birchas Hamazon. And so, as we already stated, said the Chida, said the Knesset Hakdayla, and so rules the Kaf HaChaim. But nonetheless, the widespread custom today among Sephardi Jewry is to say Mezainis and Alamichya. However, due to the fact that this matter is under dispute, Some poskim conclude that those that are medactic, that are particular, should make sure to always eat matzah within a meal, or to establish a meal on the matzah. Have a kviyah suda. According to halacha, meaning you're going to be eating at least 230 grams of the matzah, and you're going to be satiated. Then you can wash the birchas hamazon according to all opinions on the matzah. So writes the Chidah, the Yechavadas, the Kaf HaChaim, the Sdei Chemed, and others. Practically, to summarize, majority of poskim hold that matzah today remains throughout the whole year hamaitzi and birchas hamazon, and so is the practical custom of all Ashkenazi Jewry. The widespread custom of Sephardi Jewry is to recite mezainis and alamichya on matzah, although it is best for them to be machmir and only eat it within a meal, or alternatively to be kevei suda, to set a meal on the matzah and thereby say a hamaitzi and birchas hamazon according to all opinions. We'll conclude with two more points. Number one, regarding egg matzah. All the above is regarding regular matzah, flour, and water. However, egg matzah is considered, everyone agrees it's passable b'kislin l'halacha, and therefore everyone would agree that by egg matzah, where you really taste the sweetness and the egg in it, you would say mezainis and alamichya unless you establish a meal over it. One further point is that Rav Mordechai Eliyahu famously ruled that even for the Svardim, it only becomes, regular matzah only begins to become mezainis after Pesach Sheni, because he says until that time it is considered a chashuv food that people establish a meal on. Avad Yosef argued on this opinion, stating it becomes mezainis right after Pesach.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.